and take it out to the launch pad. Folks, this mobile launch platform all by itself weighs over 8 million pounds.
8 million pounds.
As we ride by the platform, if you look underneath it, you will see 3 large holes. The 2 holes side by side is where the solid rocket booster flames and blasts exited, and the hole closest to us is where the 3 main shuttle engine flames and blasts exited. Folks, this is one of the platforms that they stacked the space shuttles on top of to take it out to the launch pad. The large gray platform in front of us with the tall tower on it is our brand new mobile launcher platform. This is what they'll stack that Space Launch System rocket on top of to take it out to the launch pad. The reason for the tall tower is the new rocket's going to be so tall that it's requiring additional support and access points in the tower. As we ride by this platform, if you look under it, you'll see one large rectangular opening that measures about 30 feet by 60 feet. That's where the flames and blasts exit from the new rocket. The reason for the size and shape of this hole is basically the new rocket will be a moon rocket with a solid rocket booster on either side. The white building off to our right, folks, with the darkened out windows, is the Launch Control Center. That is the electronic brains of Launch Complex 39, and although computers can handle all launch operations, on launch day they have about 200 technicians and engineers inside, monitoring all those computers to make sure everything went smoothly. Kennedy Space Center maintains control of the launch until the rocket clears the top of the tower, at which point they send it over to Mission Control in Houston, Texas. Folks, did you know that the doors on the vehicle assembly building are the tallest doors in the world? Yes, sir. They measure 456 feet, and it takes approximately 40 to 45 minutes to open one all the way up. Once it is opened up, we could easily slide the Statue of Liberty through there and still have 150 feet left over. Folks, if you look in between those large gray doors down at ground level, you should see 3 little mouse holes. Folks, those are actually people doors. The roadway here beside us is called the Crawlerway. It's about the size of an 8-lane highway, and it's the road that Crawler Transport uses to take the rockets from the vehicle assembly building out to the launch pad. In order to accommodate the weight of the Crawler Transporter and its load, they had to dig down 7 feet. They refilled it with various types of fill, and they topped it off with river rock. They chose river rock because it's smooth, it acts as ball bearings cushion the ride of the Crawler Transporter, and it doesn't spark when all that weight pulverizes it. Folks, they do have to regrade it after every use. Folks, I've kind of forgotten. Have I already told you about the launch of the Space Launch System rocket? If not, I'll just repeat it. Their first test flight is scheduled for 2018. It will be the Space Launch System rocket with an Orion capsule on top. It'll be an unmanned mission. It'll just go up and orbit the moon. Between 2021 and 2023, they're planning a manned mission that'll also just go up and orbit the moon. In the early 2020s, they're planning a robotic mission that'll go up and retrieve a piece of a nearby asteroid and take it to lunar orbit. In 2025, they're planning a manned mission that'll go up and retrieve that piece of asteroid to bring it back to Earth for study. These are all the steps that NASA's taking to achieve their ultimate goal of sending astronauts to Mars by the 2030s. That's what I usually say out at Launch Pad 39B. Folks, the waterway there off to our left now, that's our turn basin. We have a covered barge named Pegasus that run in a large orange external fuel tank for the shuttle from Louisiana. They also run in some of the larger segments of the Saturn V moon rocket right there. You will see some of those at your tour stop destination. Pegasus is currently in Louisiana being upgraded for the Space Launch System rocket. They're having to extend it by 50 feet. The buildings off to our left, folks, is our press site. That is where reporters come from all over the world to cover the rocket and shuttle launches. Some of them even maintain permanent facilities inside. Now just up ahead to the right, you'll see a white rocket that sits on a red trailer. That is the launch abort system for the Orion capsule. That will be hooked to the top of the capsule, and if there's a problem at the launch pad, or just after launch, and you plug that capsule from the rocket,
cho mình xuống.
jettison a mile away, and then parachute
Cho
down
mình
to
xuống mình
safety.
ngầu quay rồi.
Behind that is a crew access arm from Launch Complex 39A. That's how the astronauts enter the orbiter. The little yellow thing up in the front is an armored car personnel carrier. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a second. As we go through this intersection, if you look off to the right, you will see the best looking building out here, that blue one.
Nó cho nó không còn xuống.
That is a picture of Boeing's Starliner capsule that they manufactured right inside that building. NASA has contracted with 2 commercial companies to take astronauts to the International Space Station. Boeing and SpaceX. SpaceX will use their Falcon 9 rocket with a Dragon capsule